This week we're helping a first-time homeowner convert a small deck into a more useful porch.
Is that not
That's not even
supporting it?
supporting. Yeah.
It's not supporting anything.
I've been helping homeowners improve their homes for a lot of years. They think it's intimidating, but it actually can be a lot of fun.
And we're here to help.
Here you go.
Dad's the expert, but I've learned a few things along the way.
Practical, realistic home improvement information is what today's homeowner is all about. This little house belongs to a single mom and first-time homeowner named Emily Cottingham. She shares the place with her son Max and their dog Dolly.
So Max is my little boy. He's about to be 8 years old. His birthday is coming up. So he's just my little partner in crime, I guess you could say. He's always with me, and with me being a single mom and him my only child, we definitely have that really special bond. What I love about my back porch is definitely it's my little piece of heaven. It's quiet. One thing I do want to change is I would love to screen it in to keep the bugs away. And I would love to have a fan out there too to blow some air around, you know, this hot southern weather. I wouldn't probably tackle a screen-in porch by myself just because I don't know how to do it. I mean, I know how to paint, but that's pretty much as far as my DIY home improvement goes.
I see a few things that need to be done here, but what are some of the ideas that you have?
Well, I was kind of thinking of getting a ceiling fan first off and screening it in because of all the nasty bugs. Mosquitoes are a big problem down here, and you know, when you're sitting out back at late at night or at dusk time, you're definitely slapping mosquitoes away everywhere. Definitely a fan, you know, to get airflow.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It is way too hot sitting up there in the afternoon time with your cup of coffee. I have a little tiny fan that I bought actually for my son's room because he didn't have a fan in his room. We put it on the back porch and it's kind of stayed there. Otherwise, it's too hot. Definitely replacing the stairs because unfortunately last week I fell.
Oh, you did?
I did. I fell down.
Is that due to something to do with the stairs or just kind of a clumsy tendency?
A little bit of both. I was walking down the back porch of my stairs, taking the trash out for the night, and my flip-flop got caught in the boards and I slipped and fell.
Well, it is important that those stairs be in good shape, and a lot of times we can just do a little repair from underneath since we have such good access there.
Did you paint the red doors?
I did.
I love that color.
I did. Isn't it
Awesome.
nice?
Yeah.
I love the red. I love bright colors. I really like the paint that we have on the deck now because I
Okay.
think it matches the lattice well too.
Okay, yeah.
It matches the front of the house as well.
Okay.
So I kind of want to keep it that, but just freshen everything up really.
Now, that's a regular deck boards, right?
It is. Yeah.
So to screen that in, we would have to screen something in underneath too.
Oh, okay.
You know, I mean, people screen them in all the time, and then they still have bugs, and they wonder where. Well,
Right.
they enter
Come up
from
from-
underneath. So
yeah.
let's head up there and just kind of look around, see
Okay,
what we
yeah.
got.
Careful.
Yeah, don't fall like I did.
In addition to repairing the stairs, we'll also need to fix the handrails, which are loose.
Is that not
That's not even
supporting
supporting.
it?
Yeah.
It's not supporting anything.
I know what you want. You want to get a little baby sledgehammer and start knocking everything out, don't you?
We're not doing that?
Heck yeah, we are.
Okay.
So that's where we start when we return. All right, Emily, first thing we're going to do is get rid of this handrail, that section of handrail. Bear's going to help us out a little bit with some of the work, but let's be careful because it's
Absolutely.
a long way down to the ground.
Well,
Yes.
Emily's a trauma nurse, so she'll take
that's
care
right.
of us. She'll just fix us up on the couch. We don't even need to go to the hospital.
Won't even have to go to the hospital.
Exactly,
That's great. You got your little kit?
Of course I do.
Perfect, perfect. There's always a chance to get hurt a little bit when you're up on scaffolding or nail guns and that kind of thing. It was a bit comforting having a nurse on duty.
Oh, so that made it okay.
Yeah, a little more reckless like that,
Oh,
then, see?
gosh.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun.
Made it a little more comfortable.
We're in good hands. Timber!
Okay, Bear, it's all yours, babe. I hit it real hard right there on the top.
Okay, ready?
There you go. There you go.
I think I might have to buy one of these.
Yes.
We
Definitely.
call them baby sledges.
I love it. That's my new favorite tool.
Yeah.
The baby sledge was fun to use. It was definitely something that was very powerful in your hands, especially when you broke stuff apart. After a stressful day at work, come home and
come home and knock on a board.
Emily sure likes the baby sledgehammer.
You know, that's really not the technical name. I made that up.
So if you
Baby
Google
sledge.
baby sledgehammer,
Actually, if you Google that, you wouldn't get anything.
0 search results.
The reason that we're removing the outside handrails is because they really were not in very good shape. Plus, the spindles or balusters are a little too far apart. Well, we'll correct that when we reframe the walls for the screen. And these particular ones, they're in pretty good shape. We've got to tighten them up a little bit. We'll add another spindle in between. But the framing we do for the screen should be perfect. Now, while we're doing that, Bear's going to clean things up a bit.
If your home has a wooden deck, you should do an annual visual inspection to make sure first that it's structurally sound and also that it's safe. And two things to look for are large splinters and popped nail heads like I have here, especially on staircases, because staircases have so much movement that nails will often pop up like this. And you want to take care of that because you could cut your foot on it. So the first tool to reach for, you might think, would be a nail set. But I suggest not using a nail set because first it has a really small tip, has a tendency to slip off the nail head. So instead, take an old hinge, pull out the pin, and use the pin, the hinge pin, as the nail set. It's nice and long, nice diameter. It's typically the size of the nail head, so it does a great job of driving the nail down. And you want to drive it not flush like that, but below the surface. There you go, just like that. Because this way, if it pops up a little bit, it won't be in the way. And if you do this once a year, you'll keep your deck nice and clean, and you won't be catching your foot in any pop nail heads.
We're helping Emily renovate and screen in her back porch. While Bear pressure washes the porch, Emily and I are repairing the lattice around its base. All right, Emily, let me get you to hold this one for me.
Okay.
I hope we have enough of these. If not, we can make some of them.
It's really hard to match existing lattice because all the materials are different all over depending on which store you go to. You had a great idea.
Well, you can match anything with a 2x4 and a table saw. Your turn.
Oh, okay. Where do you want me to do
Right
it?
there. Push it, pull the trigger. How about that? All right, get you another one right
Easier
there.
than I thought.
Ow, ow, ow.
Don't you do
Oh, I gotta get Dad a new joke book.
Don't do that.
But you're a nurse, you shouldn't panic.
That's not the point. I wanted to slap him for teasing me like that. It definitely made my heart skip a beat because I thought I really did hurt him.
I mean, I've got a little fake blood out there, some bandages. It's gonna be a lot of fun
Nope.
this week. While Bear adds those new balusters to the landing and stair rails, Chelsea is cutting down material for the new screen walls.
We're using pressure-treated lumber to frame the porch, but we went ahead and primed it beforehand to save us a little time on the back end.
All right, Emily, this is what we call our bottom plate. So we'll put this down. Look at that good cut Chelsea's making. Let me nail one and show you how to
All
do
right,
it.
let's do this. Ooh.
Okay?
Ooh, okay.
Got the hang of it? Okay, it's a little more aggressive.
Okay, so where do you
let's
want me to
take
do?
it easy. Just put it right there.
Okay,
You push it down.
Right there?
Pull it.
All right. Oh, jeez.
There you go. All right. Now let me get that thing away from you.
That's a little powerful.
That feels powerful, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
All right. You got to
Okay.
tell me where, though.
Okay. I don't know. There might be wires in there. There may be
No, there aren't. Don't listen
electrical
to
or
him.
maybe plumbing,
Don't listen to him.
air conditioning lines.
Not in the corner.
You just shoot it wherever you want.
Don't fall for it, Emily.
Don't tell me that now.
Let's go right there.
Okay.
Oh,
jeez.
All right. You got the hang of it now. Let me get a couple more in there just for...
Once you get the hang of the framing gun, it is a lot of fun, so maybe that's why Dad is shooting way more nails than we need.
Once we wrap the openings in 2x4s, we add a vertical one at the midpoint, followed by horizontal boards at handrail height. For safety, we're adding balusters beneath the horizontal rail. Clamping a 1-inch wide scrap to the rail helps us center each baluster. Then a spacer block gauges the distance between them.
Anytime we can create a jig or a spacer makes the job go a lot faster.
Oh, I love those things. Anything that you can do, the repetitive nature of it, it's going to end up with it being more accurate and a heck of a lot faster than sitting there measuring each and every one of them. By the time the framing is complete, we've reached the end of the day. All right. Okay, you ready for your assignment?
Yes.
All right, Max is with us. All right, I heard that you were going to help out a little bit tonight on a little bit of this painting, and we got plenty for you to do. Now, I heard today's your special day, huh?
Are you the birthday boy?
Yeah.
Ah.
All right. Well, this is a great way to spend your birthday, and we bought you a little something that might make it a little easier. Go ahead and open it
Since
up.
you have to work on your birthday, we got you a special present.
Look at there.
And the paintbrush.
Your very own paintbrush.
Yay.
You're on your own.
Yes.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Thank you
Okay,
y'all
we'll
so
see you all
much.
tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, buddy, you ready? Okay, so what we gotta do is prime this first. So Max definitely enjoyed it, but he probably got more paint on him than the actual project itself.
If you're an avid gardener like I am, it's wonderful to grow your own herbs and vegetables. But growing them outside does have some of the pitfalls of you don't know the weather, you might not be able to grow it year-round because it's either too hot or too cold. Well, Miracle Grow has solved that dilemma with their 12 indoor growing system. Now this is it right here. It's easy to assemble and it has everything you need. You can actually mail order for the plants, but let me show you how it works. First of all, it comes with these little pots, and all you gotta do is transfer your plant into that pot. Now that's the only soil you're gonna use because now it turns into a hydroponic system. You put your water down here, and when you need daylight, you just pop that on and you are good to go. So you can control the amount of water that it gets, also how much daylight it gets. It does come with an app and it will give you alerts if you need to water it, if you need to feed it, and when you need to transplant it. So if you like to grow year-round, this is the perfect solution.
Day 2 of Emily's porch project begins with repair of those loose stair treads.
It's not good when it comes out that easy, is it?
No. Well, you know what? That thing's not really that bad.
I love you and I trust your judgment.
Oh, Lord.
This wood looks pretty rotten to me, but you say it's okay.
It's just the first part of it, kind of isolated little area. So putting just one board right beside it, what we call sistering a board, then that's all it needed. It was a lot easier than what I was expecting. Once the loose step is repaired, I re-nail all the other treads for good measure. Before we look into the wobbly newel post.
Is there enough meat left to do anything? It looks like they already tried to put some screws into it. This post has some new screws in it, but they just weren't long enough to get really into the meat of the wood to hold it steady.
I got some long screws I can put in there.
Okay. All right, Dad, how are our screws any better than the ones that someone used previously?
Well, ours are this long, and so we'll be able to get through the post, through the riser, and into the actual stringer. So it's got something to work with there.
Ah, nice. Can I get some?
So it looks better, and it's a lot safer, especially when Max is on the prowl. Meanwhile, Emily and her mom are busy repainting the porch.
I'm the one cutting in. She says because I do it very well, but I think it's an excuse for her not to cut in, and Mom does all the hard work crawling around the floor and painting along the ceiling. But it does seem to always be that way.
All the bugs last night decided to flock to the ceiling as it was drying. I just ran over, painted a bug.
I did. I got a couple nice ones. They'll be there forever.
Hence why we need a screened-in porch.
Once the ceiling paint is complete, we start installing the fan.
Motor through the coupler cover.
I know you love reading directions, but you have to read all of the directions and then use the stuff that applies.
Hold on. Well, I didn't know there were multiple ways to hang it.
Come on now. one paragraph caused us a lot of anguish.
It was
a lot of time.
Yes, okay.
And just
it was
just
not a lot of time.
pain.
Oh my gosh. This conversation is painful.
You got one job.
Save the
One
2
job.
mounting screws. Keeping up with you is a over full-time job.
You know, I opened that back door when we were working on the ceiling fan, and there was a nice, cool breeze coming out of there. So I had to come up with some reason to keep
I
the
knew
door
what
open.
you were doing.
Come here, Dolly.
I knew it.
Hey, Dolly, come here, doggy, doggy, doggy.
Yeah, you're such a dog person.
You know, yeah, I know, but that cool air, that was nice. That was nice. Thanks, Dolly. Flip the switch and let's get a cool breeze going. There we go.
Yay!
Finally, it's time to install the screen.
I see attaching the screen a lot like upholstery in that you need to alternate where you're putting your staples to get it nice and tight and wrinkle-free at the end. Dad has a different plan. Please?
What do you mean?
I mean, like, it's like loose. Where's that extra gonna come out? No, stop. Okay, we need to do something down at the bottom to pull it tight before we... Oh my gosh, that was the exact look that my son gives me when he's about to do something naughty. Is it so terrible to pull the screen as you staple it? I mean,
Well, that's the way you do
I'm
it,
getting
but you
wrinkles
have to, you know, go down one side, then you pull it over and you adjust it all. You're just like making it too complicated.
Okay, no, give me one in the middle. Please.
Are you taking over here? I'm the one in charge.
Well, because I could see it going downhill very quickly. And we're up on a scaffolding, so you know that wouldn't end well.
You were that close.
To seeing the trauma nurse.
Yeah, I'm seeing the troublemakers.
Dad, this lattice strip is perfect for covering up the staples that we use to hang the screen.
Boy, it looks a lot better, especially since it's the exact same width as the 2x4s, and it definitely makes it a lot stronger.
I didn't get you that far, but we got you that far.
Pick me up. We're also adding screen under the deck because screen on the side of the porch can only do so much if they can still get in from underneath.
You know, when you choose the door for your screen porch, you better get ready. There's a lot to choose from. Now, we were pretty lucky here because we basically are matching the same style that's on the front of the house. Hey, we got a little bit of landscaping around here, a little bit of touch-up paint, and this screen porch project will be complete. Emily's back porch was just the right size for her and Max, but it was showing some age and it was always hot and swarming with insects. Not to mention the fact that the loose stair treads and handrails were a little unsafe. Now, this little back porch has a new lease on life. We made it more functional with screen walls and a screen door. We made it more comfortable with a ceiling fan, and we've made it a lot safer with new handrails, new balusters, and by repairing those loose steps. It's also much more attractive thanks to Emily's cool color choices and her hard-working paint crew. And we spent less than $1,000 for all the materials.
I absolutely love the porch. It's so exciting. It's so much fun. I love the colors. It just fits into my style. We're definitely more comfortable on the porch now that we have the ceiling fan going on. The screen is up, keeping all those nasty mosquitoes and gnats away. You know, I just bought the house a year ago. With these extra skills that I got doing this with Danny and Chelsea, I definitely could further go on, like repair the lattice in the front yard and repaint the steps. And I feel like I have a better hand on things as a new homeowner.
If you own your own home, you remember how excited you were when you spent that first night? Well, Emily tells me she's just as excited about this project we just completed because she's been thinking about it since that first night. Hey, I hope we've been able to provide you some ideas that you can really use and maybe just a little inspiration here on today's Homeowner. I'm Danny Lipford. We'll see you next week. There are so many times that I've seen people screen in their existing deck and sit out there and go, bug-free. like and realize the bugs will come right up through the cracks of the deck like
They'll
that.
find you.
Next week, we're reviving a 70s bathroom to help give an old home new life.
Dad, I love how. Can I do that?